Today we're looking at recording pay changes in Abra Human Resources. My name is Harold Ford with HRMG Solutions, and what I'd like to do for you today is show you how to record a pay change in the most optimal way in your Abra Human Resources module. There are a number of ways to record pay changes in Abra, but what we're going to walk through is a process that will allow you to perform a number of tasks in one simple step. To do so, we're going to visit the Human Resources module in our Activity Center. From there, we're going to click on Actions, and from there, we're going to go to Pay and Performance Review. You may also visit Pay and Performance Review by using the menu bar at the top of your screen and select Actions, Human Resources, Pay and Performance Review. Both will enter you into the action of recording a Pay and Performance Review. Once we select Pay and Performance Review from our Activity Center, the system will ask us for an employee's name, ID, or Social Security number. We have the ability at this point of putting in full or partial information to find the employee that we are looking to record the pay change for. Please note that this particular action can only be performed for one employee at a time. If you are looking to perform multiple pay increases for a number of employees, please visit our training on recording multiple pay rates at once. We're going to select Carolyn Hatfield for our example, and I'm just going to type in a partial name for Hatfield and select OK. From there, the system takes us to the Pay and Performance Review screen. This screen looks very similar to the employee's current pay screen in Abra HR, but it does have some additional functionality not found on current pay. On the left-hand side of the screen, you'll notice Unit Pay Rate, which represents the employee's hourly pay, the employee's pay period salary, which is based on the pay frequency 2 fields below, and the annualized pay for this individual record. All employees have all 3 fields in Abra Human Resources. From this screen, we have the ability of making a change to either the unit pay rate, pay period salary, or annualized pay. And once we make that change, the other 2 fields will automatically change as well. All 3 fields are tied and calculated upon one another. So, if I know that Carolyn Hatfield's hourly rate is changing from $14.46 an hour to $15 an hour, we can highlight unit pay rate, enter 15, and when I hit tab, the system will automatically calculate pay period salary and annualized pay. Conversely, if we change the employee's annualized pay, and in our example, we're going to change Carolyn Hatfield's annualized pay from $31,200 to $32,000, and hit tab, the system will automatically calculate the other 2 rates. On the right-hand side of the screen are 2 additional change fields that are not on the current pay screen in Abra Human Resources. These fields allow more flexibility in how you want to record a pay change. We have the ability on the right-hand side of creating a pay change amount based on a particular pay frequency or pay period. For example, if we know Carolyn Hatfield is receiving $50 extra every month, we can change the period to monthly and enter $50. On the left-hand side of the screen, Abra will automatically calculate the hourly rate, pay period salary, and annual pay increase based on $50 extra per month. We also have the ability, on the right-hand side, of putting a percent change in. So if we know that Carolyn is receiving a 3% cost of living adjustment increase, we can simply enter the 3% in the percent change field, and when we hit tab, the system will automatically calculate all of the other rates. Please note that all 5 fields, unit pay rate, pay period salary, annual pay, pay change amount, and percent change, are tied together on this screen. When changing one field, all other 4 fields calculate automatically. We've now entered our 3% increase for Carolyn Hatfield, but we're not done yet. We need to enter some additional information on Carolyn's record. We're going to go into the additional review information tab to enter some additional information on this person's pay and performance change. If the individual's pay increases based on performance review, we have the ability of entering a performance review date and a performance review rating based on the drop-downs from our Abra HR code tables. We also have the ability of entering a next review date and even a next pay review date if those dates are different. On this screen, the most important fields, however, are at the top on the left and right-hand side of the screen. On the left-hand side, we have pay effective date. The pay effective date is the date that this particular pay rate goes into effect. This is important for a number of reasons, but from Abra HR perspective, we need to enter a date to tell the system this is when this new pay rate goes into effect. In Carolyn's example, her pay changed on July 15th. We have two important fields for Abra Human Resources job history screen. These fields drive the job history to create historical records of an employee's pay and job changes. The first field is change effective date. You'll notice the change effective date automatically recalculated based on the pay effective date we entered. The reason dropdown is a list of all the different reasons why you would make a change to an employee's record, why you would hire, why you would terminate, why you would change a job title, or possibly even a pay change. What we need to do on the reason dropdown is select the proper reason for this particular pay change, so we can record the old information into history. Selecting the drop-down box provides us with a list from our Human Resources Code Table area under HR Rules, Reason Codes. Mentioned before, Carolyn Hatfield received a 3% increase on July 15th due to a cost of living adjustment. We're going to select cost of living adjustment in our alphabetical list by selecting it, and now our pay and performance review is finalized. There is an additional tab called User Define, which allows us to record some additional user-defined information for this pay change. At this point, we're not entering any additional information. So we've actually finished by entering all of our information in the review fields and our pay change fields. Once we're finished, we now have the ability to either move on to the next step of our pay and performance review process, if there are any, or completely abort this pay and performance review for this individual. Down at the bottom, on the left-hand side, we have a button for Stop. Stop will completely reverse out this pay change and pull us out of the pay and performance review process entirely. You may ask yourself, why would you want to do such a thing? But this is a great area to do what-if scenarios. You could go in and do a what-if scenario and strategic planning to see what an employee's pay change would look like without ever having to save the record. Also below, we have Continue, OK, and Apply. All three buttons allow us to continue on by saving the information as is and moving to the next step, if applicable, for this pay and performance review. If we were to click the Cancel button, the system would still ask us if we want to create this pay and performance review. We're going to click OK for our purposes to move on to the next step. In Abra Human Resources, the system will ask us if we want to create job history. If we want to create a historical record of the old pay rate information, we'd want to say yes. And in this scenario, we're going to create job history. And now our pay and performance review is finalized. That concludes recording a pay change in Abra. Please be sure to visit our other mini training sessions at www.HRMGSolutions.com.